Oh, hello there. Yes, well, we're on the cusp of the weekend and on the cusp of me having a week off, or mostly a week off anyway, which I'm really looking forward to. I've earned that. Yes, I know. We all knock off at 3:30, etc. Anyway, today I just wanted, obviously, to talk about the election, but in particular the anti-trans stuff that is rearing its head. Social commentators were quick off the block yesterday in terms of suggesting that we can't vote for the Labour Party because they're pro-trans stuff. So we've ended up with the usual suspects sort of coming out with that. I mean, you'd expect Sophie Corcoran and Darren Grimes to, well, especially for Darren Grimes' case, just to be very nasty, because he's a very nasty man. Yeah, very often, you hear people say sort of stereotypes about gay men. Oh, aren't they lovely? No, some of them are Darren Grimes, and some of them are just appalling human beings. Yes, as we might well know of other famous gay people that aren't very pleasant. I'm thinking of you, Douglas Murray and Peter Whittle. Anyway, yeah, but we will see a odd combination of people nailing their colours to the mask. Not rainbow colours, you understand, but other colours to the mask. So we'll have groups such as Sex Matters, in particular Helen Joyce, coming on and telling us that we cannot vote for the Labour Party because they have an appalling attitude towards women. Okay then, that's fair enough, one might argue. J.K. Rowling, oddly cropped up in the Scottish Express, which wasn't picked up by other papers, which I thought was a bit odd, suggesting that people should vote in and around trans issues. We've got our own gorgeous and pouting Kelly J. Keane, who's going to be standing against Lloyd Russell Moyle, who, okay, fine, she doesn't like him because he had the audacity to be horrible to Miriam Cates about trans issues. But it's odd that she's standing against somebody who otherwise has a very good voting record on other women's issues. But it's this single issue. It's that whole single issue thing, and it will be interesting to see Posey Parker as the kind of outlier nutter ultra that she is, because she's bound to get into a spat with some of the others. But from my perspective, the odd thing about this is these women of a certain age, I mean, be it Helen Joyce's, or in particular, I'm like Julie Blindell. Julie Blindell, I think, is a year younger than me, so I fully get where she comes from in terms of that sort of radical politics, political lesbianism et al. I'm sort of very familiar with that from the 80s and the 90s. But the weird thing about all of these people is the mental gymnastics that they'll have to do in order to try and persuade you not to vote for a party that, broadly speaking, has a good record on advancing women's rights, but to vote for a party that, broadly speaking, has an appalling record on women's rights because of a single issue. Now, Julie Blindell, on occasion in the last, say, 15 years, used to write for The Guardian because she's one of those kind of radical feminists who, academically speaking, is at the top of her game in terms of her writing about male violence. Now, I don't doubt that she's very concerned about male violence, but I would find it odd that she would find it acceptable to be writing for the Daily Telegraph to persuade people not to vote for a left-wing party because of the trans issue. Because if you're looking at the Conservative Party's record on, for example, male violence, they do fall very, very short. If you want to concentrate on trans issues, that's absolutely fine, but then you really do have to nail your colours, not lanyards maybe, to the mast with that one and accept all the flack that is likely to come with it. Because, I'm sorry, but this current government, Conservative as they are, have seen an appalling rise, or lack of rise, in rape convictions, one should say. Yeah? The chances of getting a rape conviction in this country have fallen through the floor because of this current party. And even if you just look at the number of Conservative MPs over the last, say, 5 years who've had to leave or are otherwise suspended because of allegations about male sexual violence about them. One has to seriously say to someone like Julie, are you sure about that, eh? Are you sure? Because you will have to live with this. People like me have memories, all right, okay? And I will be happy to point out in a few years' time, when the landscape has changed one way or another, that maybe you were incredibly wrong about this one. And I don't know where they go then. I mean, for the moment, yeah, okay, it pays the mortgage. But some of us, perhaps, who really do care about things, have to have a viewpoint on the future. And it just feels like with Sex Matters and Julie Blindell and J.K. Rowling that they are just kind of hoping maybe in the future that we'll forget. No, I'm not going to do that, I'm afraid. It's not the way it works. I will remember. Anyway, that sounded very threatening, sorry about that. Anyway, do have a lovely Friday, and maybe try and get out there and enjoy some sunshine this weekend, if we get any. Yeah.